Hey Aries, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for October 11th through the 17th. I'm setting the intention for October 11th through 17th, but these energies are going to be around for a while, so chances are what's coming up in this weekly forecast might be something that plays through over the next few weeks to the next few months for some of you. You found the message whenever you were meant to find it. Keep that in mind as well, even if it's well outside of the date listed here. You fell upon it when you were meant to. These are general messages for the collective, so not every message will resonate. Take the ones that do and leave the ones that don't. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is coming up for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising? One more shuffle here. Alrighty, my dears. First card coming up is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, now, the Page of Pentacles can traditionally have to do with children or messages, just pages in general. Pages can be children or messages or new beginnings. So some of you could be focusing on your children, or you might be really trying to teach those of you who have kids. Might be putting a lot of focus this week in trying to help your kids figure out money or be more responsible with finances. With the Pentacles here, that could be something happening for some of you. However, Page of Pentacles for me in my readings a lot of the times comes up for you when you've been running around a lot. You've been working really hard and you've been trying to come up with ways to make more money. And so sometimes it's like, well, I'm going to work my butt off at work and I'm going to prove myself, and then they'll promote me and then I'll make more money. Or we might start picking up some kind of, like a part-time job on the side. Some people have more than one part-time job on the side, right? It's like, well, I got to work more because I'm not making enough, so I need another job. When I see Page of Pentacles, you're finding ways to work more efficiently and to make your money stretch further so that you don't have to work as hard. So you're not like spinning your wheels upside down and going nowhere. So you may be educating yourself about how money works. You may be looking into different kinds of accounts or places you can start putting your money where it accrues interest. You may be going through your bank statements and realizing, holy moly, like, I didn't realize I had this on auto pay and that on auto pay, and these are things I'm not even using. I can't remember the last time I used this service, and they've been charging me the last year every single month. And little thing here, little thing there, and before you know it, it adds up to where you're cutting out a lot of unnecessary expenses, and you feel like you got a raise, even though you didn't. Okay, and then you start thinking about, what can I do with this money? How can I make it work for me? Some of you might even begin something in terms of taking your talents or your abilities and beginning to put it to work as a side income, with the intention for it to become your main income. Page of Pentacles would tell me that it will eventually become your main income. So you may be looking at things that you have, services that you could offer. You may be looking at resources that you have. You might have inherited a house or something, and you're saying, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll, rent one of the rooms out on Airbnb, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. And so you're looking at what you have and you're figuring out how to bring in profit with it, how to make money with what you have. And so it's like just getting smarter with your resources when I see Page of Pentacles. Your next card that's coming up here, Aries, is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it's very appropriate to have this card come up with the Page of Pentacles, and I'll tell you why here in just a moment. But first and foremost, let's keep in mind the fact that the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel, is a major arcana card. So the major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we're at a significant new chapter in our life, right? The things we're experiencing, the things that we're asking about are directly connected to an experience, like what we came here to experience, how we came here to grow, what we came here to learn, what we came here to accomplish. It's like almost predestined, I want to say, when the major arcana cards come up. And so the wheel is about getting unstuck It's about getting unstuck, moving forward. It's about cycles. Sometimes we have really high times. Sometimes we have really low times. And so major arcana energy is going to be around for a while, right? And cycles are going to be an ongoing thing. So even though I'm setting the intention for October 11 through 17, this is energy that is going to be going on for quite some time. The reason why I said that it's very fitting to have the Wheel of Fortune come up next to the Page of Pentacles. Like I said, for me, Page of Pentacles can come up for a person that they're getting smart about their money and they're looking for smarter ways to earn income and not have to be working so physical, so overtime all the time. The Wheel of Fortune sometimes comes up for me with people who are trying to master self-employment or some kind of passive income. And it comes in with a reminder. When I see Wheel of Fortune in that kind of situation, if somebody's asking me about generating passive income or becoming self-employed, there's going to be times you're making a ton of money because you're busy. It's busy, 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 busy. You're just wow, you're just knocking it out of the park. And then there's times that it's going to be absolutely dead. Crickets and tumbleweeds, right? Phone's not ringing. Orders aren't coming in. Inbox isn't popping with emails. There's just nothing happening. And that's the thing that scares a lot of people about self-employment. It's well, how can I keep the work consistent? It's never going to be 1,000 or 100% the same. You will eventually, over time, have a low ballpark. That worst case scenario, or on a slow month, I expect to make at least minimum this much. You will eventually figure out a minimum and work within that. But even before then, even before you've generated that, the wheel reminds you that there's going to be busy times and slow times. During the busy time, when all the money's coming in, if you can keep from, feeling like it's burning a hole in your pocket and spending it all, if you can hold on to it, then when the slow times come, you're not freaking out. You're not panicking. You're not worrying because you have money from the busy time. And the best part of it is because it's the slow time, you can take a little bit of that money and you can go treat yourself. Oh, it's slow now. I don't have a lot going on. This might be a good time to block off my calendar for a few days and take a road trip, or go get a massage, or go get a pedicure, or do something I've been wanting to do, or just relaxing or resting, right? But you're not going to have that fear of, oh my gosh, I have to hurry up and bring business in. When we learn to work within the cycles and we learn to ride the ebbs and flows of life, we're not going to panic. We're not going to be worried, and we're going to take the advantage of whatever season is here. We know it's going to come, and if we've prepared for it, we can enjoy that season. We can enjoy hunkering down and staying inside and, having what we need because we've been prepared to stay inside or hunker down. Okay? So it's just basically preparing for the seasons that are approaching with what you have, with what is available to you. Resourcefulness. Okay, and the Page of Pentacles here is saying, even though you have big long-term goals, you don't have to stress yourself out. I always give the example of the squirrels. They just play. They have a good old time. They go outside. They see their little squirrel friends. They run around. Oh, look, here's an acorn. Let me go grab that real quick and run up into my little tree house and let me tuck it away for later. And they come back down, they play, they run around. Oh, okay, I can take this little acorn here. One acorn at a time, they just put it away, put it away, put it away. And when the winter comes, they're good. They're comfortable, they're happy, they're nice and warm, they have what they need. They're not stressing out. And it was just one little acorn at a time. Whatever they came upon, whatever they found, they seized that opportunity. And it's going to be the same for us. Okay, big changes happen one little piece at a time. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have $1,000 or $10,000 to invest in something right now. You can still make big changes with what you have and what's available to you. Just one little piece at a time. The next card coming up here, my dears, is the Two of Wands. This could be partnerships, choices, and decisions. For me, sometimes Two of Wands comes up as an expectation versus reality situation. You might go into a situation expecting something very different from what you end up getting. So Two of Wands is about weighing options, or weighing choices, weighing decisions. When it comes to partnerships or working with people, asking very specific questions, to make sure that you're on the right page, to make sure that you're both have the same ideologies or are trying to head in the same direction. Somebody might say, oh, I just want to have a real relationship. I'm not trying to play around. I'm not trying to have fun. And you hear that and you think, oh, this person wants to get married. That might not be what they mean by not playing around or, being, a real relationship. Maybe they mean that they're just going to be monogamous, that you're the only person they're dating, but they might not have any plans of moving in or getting married. And then you have this disappointment because you're like, well, I thought you said you wanted a serious relationship. I thought you weren't playing, right? So we have different definitions. I can come to you, Aries, and I can say, man, I'm stressed out. Let's go have some fun. I'll come pick you up. You're like, awesome. Amethyst is going to pick me up. We're going to have so much fun. You get all dressed up. You think we're going to the club. We're going to go dancing. And I take you to like some needlepoint workshop or meetup group that I like to meet with. And we sit around and we do our little needlepoint or our little crocheting. And that's really fun for me. I don't know how to needlepoint or crochet, by the way. I'm just giving an example. But that could be very fun for somebody, right? And you're like, what is this? I thought you said we were going to have fun, right? And I'm like, oh, ew, why would we go to a club with a bunch of strangers and it's all loud and we can't even talk, we can't even hang out, we can't even hear each other, right? Like my mind is somewhere completely different from your mind. So the Two of Wands comes up that before you go aligning with any kind of agreements or partnerships or going into something with somebody, ask specific questions. What does that mean to you? Oh, okay, you want to split something 50-50 ownership. Okay, what does 50-50 ownership look like for you? What would be my responsibilities? What would be your responsibilities? How would that look if one of us wanted to kind of back out of the partnership at some point? How would things be divided or what would we have to do? Or what would the agreement be, right? Or we're saying 50-50, but I'm the one that's coming up with all the ideas. I'm the one that's doing all the creative contribution. So if I were to leave, it's not like you can just keep working with my ideas or my inventions. Like, those are my ideas. Those are my inventions, right? So it's asking specific questions, getting things figured out. And as always, any of you that are doing business with people, please make sure you get things in writing. Please make sure you get things in writing. I know you might think, oh, this is my family member. This is my flesh and blood, or this is my friend I grew up with. I knew them forever. When money gets involved, ugliness comes out. I'm not trying to be cynical and say trust no one. I'm not trying to put that out there. But when money gets involved, people will surprise you. So if you are doing something in terms of business agreements or trying to get something going or investing in something, make sure you have things in writing. I don't care if it's your auntie. I don't care if it's your best friend from since daycare before you even started preschool. It doesn't matter. Have things in writing and ask questions. What does that mean to you? Because we might use the same words, but we might have different definitions or different ideas of what that looks like. The next card coming up here for you, Aries, is the Sun. Okay, there could be Leo energy here because there's definitely a Leo connection to the Sun. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, or you might be coming into some kind of plans with a Leo. You may be dealing with someone who has a Leo placement. If you're dealing with someone who has a Leo placement, then it would be that area of their life that maybe is their focus or influencing their decisions, okay? We'll say if somebody has a Leo moon, then they may be looking at the situation in a very emotional way. Or as you guys are trying to figure things out, they may be getting triggered emotionally. Or if you have a Leo placement, there could be big changes for you in that area of your life. It could be that area in your life where you're finding ways to be more efficient and to get better results with what you're trying to put out there. But overall, again, another major arcana card. And if I could draw your attention to something, we have cards in between. And then major, so we have like, it's not major arcana, not major arcana, major arcana. So this tells me that the coming weeks for you are going to be a little roller coastery, a little high and low. Not dramatic, not chaotic, but big changes in a short period of time. And you are going to experience highs and you are going to experience lows. You might even experience some disappointments. And so it's important that you can avoid some of these disappointments by making sure you're on the same page with the people around you, asking very specific questions as you're coming to agreements. Sun card is playfulness, it's freedom, it's travel. It's a card associated with true love, with family, with children, inner child, playfulness as well. And it's a card where you're able to be yourself, okay? And for me, it's a card in which people in general involved are able to be themselves. So for me, the Sun card is a card that can come up a lot of the times when people are breaking out of codependent relationships. And when I say codependent relationships, it doesn't have to be romantic. You might have codependent relationships with friends or with family. It doesn't always have to be romantic. Now, if you want more of a romantic reading, the October love readings are listed in the description. But in general here, romantic, friendship, family, whatever it might be, when I see the Sun card, you're breaking out of codependent tendencies, codependent patterns. Codependent patterns come up when we feel like we have to fulfill somebody's needs or expectations. We have to be a certain kind of way to be pleasing for them or to make them proud of us. And we expect them to do certain things. And if they don't do those things for us, then they don't love us. They don't care about us. That's codependency. Okay? It's also being very dependent, feeling like you can't do something without the other person. There could be like a fear energy to move forward or fear energy to do things independently. When the Sun card comes up, you're breaking out of all of that. There's no more of that. You're confident. You know who you are. You know what you want. You're with somebody who's allowing you to be who you are and do what you want to do. There's complete faith and trust and faithfulness and loyalty in the connection. You guys are there for each other, and you're allowing that person to be themselves and to do what they want to do. There's no like, you should be this way, you should be that way, or why didn't you do this, or why didn't you do that? It's completely and totally allowing each other to live your life and to be happy without any kind of catch-22s or anything like that. No scorekeeping, nothing like that when the Sun card comes up. So it's a positive shift in your relationships. It can also be success in your creative and business endeavors, where you're getting credit for your hard work. You're being seen. People are starting to come to you. You might be making a name for yourself in your field, where people are beginning to come to you and maybe kind of seeing you as a bit of an expert, or asking you to, like, teach workshops or train people trying to get into the field, or do some kind of lectures or things like that in a specific subject. You may be making a name for yourself in your career. I'm hearing accolades. You may be receiving accolades or some kind of award. That can be with the Sun card as well. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate for you more than others. It might add a little extra information that could be helpful. you may want to schedule a private reading. I have the link to the online calendar listed in the description. And there's also a link. People have been asking me wanting to send tips or donations for the channel. If you feel moved to do so, there's absolutely no obligation to do it at all. But if you do feel moved to do so, that's very sweet of you. And if you would like to do that, there's a link to the description there. People have been asking me to put that up. So I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Be sure to check out the love and romance readings for those of you looking for love and romance information. And I hope to see you all in the next week readings. Take care, my dears. Bye, Aries.